Hey guys, I'm Andrew McComb and welcome to Web3 TV. In today's video, I'm with Shea Richburg, the founder and COO of the Futurist Group, and we're going to dive deeper into the metaverse to help you understand it a lot more. But before we do, make sure you register to watch every episode of Web3 TV here, where we share inspiring stories of all things Web3, making a difference to the world. All sorted? Okay, let's go and meet Shea. Shea, welcome back to Web3 TV.
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
I'm very good as always, and great to have you on because you're such a master in the metaverse. And for the beginners out there who are trying to understand the metaverse, how would you define it?
Well, there's lots of different definitions, but ultimately, I would say the metaverse is a virtual world, which will be either AR or VR, where humans will be engaging with one another, and that's either financially, educationally, or through work in the near future.
Wow, that was very, very well said, very succinct. So how is it important to the future of the digital world?
The future of the digital world is extremely important, Andrew. It's important because we see companies left and right jumping in the metaverse, building in the metaverse. We see companies having their organizations meet there. Their staff are meeting in the metaverse, actually in virtual rooms and having their meetings. We see particularly colleges building digital twin cities, which is just a digital replica of their college, their real world college in the metaverse. And so they're starting to teach their students in this metaverse. And we see a lot of people socially hanging out in there, getting their feet wet and, meeting one another from all over the world. I'll go as far as to say I recently met somebody who is trying to implement a dating app in the metaverse. So pretty soon people might be meeting at the Eiffel Tower from all over the world on their first date. So it's not going anywhere. It's very important that it is developing and we all be very aware of what's happening.
So I know you're very passionate about it, but I also know there's a lot of skeptics out there and they are telling me that it's dead already. Is that true? And where's the development at the moment?
Okay, that's a great question. I read a lot of articles and I even look on LinkedIn and people are saying, well, I thought the metaverse was going to, explode by now and it didn't. And Microsoft just fired their metaverse team. A lot of rhetoric like that. But honestly, I think it's just distractions. There's a lot of building in the metaverse and anything connected with the metaverse. For example, Starbucks is unleashing their NFT program. So they're really trying to get a community involved around this Web3 by offering these NFTs. We have a lot of governments getting involved in this, ladies and gentlemen. We have from South Korea, we have China, we have Dubai getting involved in this, the Bahamas. So they are actually heavily relying on the metaverse as their residents engage with one another and actually get government services through the metaverse and through their avatars. So, Andrew, all the naysayers who are saying it's not developing, it's not going anywhere, I can tell you, I don't think the masses are in there yet, but that's not to say it's not growing and being developed. Let me tell you. And if I say the governments are getting involved in this, and one day you'll be forced to get in there to get benefits or access to goods, you need to learn right now. So it's far from dead.
Yeah, we certainly see that. The amount of builders that are going on behind the scenes to make incredible products, programs, platforms, etc. That let's call it the mainstream don't know about yet, but very soon they will. It's just going to revolutionize their life, isn't it? So what do you see as the future for the person who's just new to the metaverse? Give us, say, a 5-10 year future prediction of what it's going to look like.
Okay. My predictions for the metaverse is we're going to be in there more and more often because of corporate jobs, but not just corporate jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen an accurate dealership in the metaverse. I think we're going to have opportunities to buy our vehicles in the metaverse. We're going to be learning in the metaverse. And it's important for us to remain upskilled and learn about all these technologies because AI is coming and it's meshing together in the metaverse. And we have to learn the new AI coming, okay? Because if we don't learn and upskill ourselves, a lot of jobs will be displaced. And I don't want to see that across this world, you know? I'm a human that loves humans, but I feel as though we need to understand how this technology help our day-to-day lives and our experiences, and we work together with it, but not take away negative aspects from this technology because it's growing.
So paint me a picture. 10 years from now, the metaverse will look like.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So 10 years from now, the metaverse will be built and you'll see Chipotle in there, and you'll be able to order your food in the metaverse, and in a certain amount of minutes, it'll be at your front door. Your colleagues will not just be from the same area where you live in, they're going to be from all over in the same meeting rooms when you have meetings. And the same thing goes for in school, from elementary school to higher education. You're going to have classmates from all over the world now. You guys are going to be learning, and they're going to be tourism that's going to be amazing. You're going to be able to, let's say, go to the Amazon in Brazil, which you haven't been able to do before, but you jump into the metaverse and you'll be able to do that. So there will be a lot of entertainment in there, a lot of educational focuses in there, and for work. I mean, people will be working for big organizations in the metaverse. So I see all of that coming together.
And is it a case of VR goggles where you put them on and you're inside of this invisible world or make-believe world, or is it a component of that and then more physical world stuff, or how does it look for the absolute newbie who's going, I don't even know what she's talking about? What is it?
I think it's going to be at some point, it's going to be augmented reality. So it's going to look like our real world, but then you see something in front of you. Let's say, if you wanted to look at a new recipe in your kitchen, and you can look on your phone and you want to see this cookbook, even though it's your kitchen, but then you see this cool hovering cookbook right next to you with these recipes that you requested. So I think it's going to be a blend, honestly, from the real world and this virtual world. But I think we are going to be pretty submerged in this virtual world. I think that people are scared to jump in because, like you said, they think it's the goggles, but no, they're trying to make it as easy as, jumping in there on your phones. And I know there's a lot of infrastructure bills. I know in America over here, they're working on so everyone has access to it. But, you can log on even through your laptop, or an iPad, and jump on one of these platforms and get into the metaverse or, some part of Web 3.0. It's going to be very easy. Trust me, they're going to work on this, and it's going to work simultaneously. It's going to be an open metaverse where you can jump from one space into another. Your avatar will be jumping from one space into another space. You don't have to log back out and log back in. So it will be very intricate, but I think it will be very pleasing to people, and hopefully as seamless as possible once they talk to me in FutureWise Group, right?
That'd be silly not to, wouldn't they? And you can see why it's taking time, right? Like, it's obviously a massive thing to build because it's literally recreating planet Earth in a virtual world, essentially, or a holographic world. How important is AI going to be in the metaverse?
Oh, AI is going to be extremely important in the metaverse. We see AI being implemented right now in our real world. Excuse me. Imagine the things that they're going to do in the metaverse. Really quick examples of AI in the metaverse. Eventually, we have these really cool avatars today and their skins, which are their clothing, but we will have very realistic, lifelike avatars one day. And that's when, we're going in there to work and we're going to school in there. And so that's going to be powered by AI. And also, we have digital humans who are in there, but you see them as bots, as these 3D bots in there. So when there are violations that's going to take place in the metaverse, these bots pop up and they issue warnings, or, they come and they say, oh, this was not allowed on this platform. And lastly, I have to tell you, I just spoke to somebody a week ago, and he said he was in a Japanese subway, and it was literally a digital twin of a real subway in Japan. And he had to interact with AI. He had to purchase his ticket. He had to find the right time and schedule for his train. So it can get quite intricate in us really providing a digital twin in our real world and using this AI and interacting with one another. It's going to be everywhere in the metaverse, high level.
Interesting about the bots, right? Because there can be some moral issues that if you've got an avatar that represents you, that's not actually you, it's call it faceless, or it's not even it's like it's different to you. You could design one that's totally different. There could be some dodgy characters going in there, right? And doing some dodgy stuff. So are you telling me that AI is going to have some police in there that are policing some of these things? And then that leads to its own issues, right? Because who's to determine what the moral code is in the metaverse?
Exactly, Andrew. I love that you brought that up. I can tell you, I do not believe in Web3 or metaverse policing. I have faith in humanity. I really do. I have faith that we will be able to conduct ourselves in the metaverse through these avatars. I feel as though there might be some violations, but as we build, people will have to create laws and policies. And once that's transparent and open, I really feel it will be a space where it's a breath of fresh air, and really connecting with people, having a good time in there. And that's what really my vision for it is. And so hopefully I think as humans, that's what we'll see happen, and we'll be fine in there without the metaverse police. But there's sketchy things going on, but hopefully that won't happen all the time.
Well, we both put our hope in humanity, right? But obviously there's going to be other challenges and I guess other opportunities. What are some of those that you see?
Oh, there are endless opportunities. You have to look at the metaverse as this completely new world. And so we're going to have metaverse real estate agents. There's a lot of building. People will be purchasing properties in there. I've seen it already, as ridiculous as it sounds, it's happening. We have builders. A lot of people want their own platforms. We're going to see a lot of community building in the metaverse. So if you hold these NFTs, you get to go to exclusive concerts or exclusive book signings in there. And so I think that that's really cool. Opportunities, just creative opportunities. If you sit back and think the needs that need to be in there, like I said, if you could order your food in there, what's to say, how about you replicate something in the real world and put it in there as far as a library, a digital library that's in there? We need the creators to really put their thinking caps on and provide something that's needed in there. And I'd actually like to see a lot of museums too. A lot of history that we have in the real world, I think needs to go in the metaverse too, because we need it coincide. We'll be in the metaverse a lot. So I really would like to see a lot of that. Lots of opportunities, really.
Yeah, I guess with history in particular, we don't want to lose that, right? So it's a great way to record it and actually still get the physical experience. If it did disappear, some of the artifacts or whatever, museums, etc., at least we can still experience it. What about some of the challenges that it's going to present? And obviously, there's going to be a lot, and we may not be able to foresee them at the moment. But what are your thoughts at the moment around what they could be?
Well, when I talk to people, either via training or just talking one-on-one like you and I are talking, the biggest challenges that I foresee is safety and privacy issues. We hear all the time, in the real world, people are being hacked, and that's scary. And those are be issues that we're going to face in the metaverse, under the whole Web 3.0 umbrella. So I would really like to see, serious safety precautions taken from user to user. I like people, as you said, you can come in there with a cool, any kind of avatar, but at some point I like to know who I'm speaking with. I like to see our children protected in there. I would like to see people conveying a certain level of respect and empathy to one another in there. Sometimes even on the internet, you think you can say something to a person that if they're right in front of you, you wouldn't say. And so I don't want that type of encouraged behavior in the metaverse. But privacy policies are huge. We really need these privacy laws. We need these people building these platforms to be upfront with the data that they're going to be collecting from us. What type of data is being collected and what are they using that data for? Can we opt out of providing that information? These are serious questions that need to be answered. And I hope we get that, right before it really explodes to something huge.
Well, the other thing that I see, I was doing some work with some AI yesterday just around text to video. And honestly, some of the deep fake stuff that's going to come out, people aren't going to know whether, say, Tom Cruise did something or not, or even myself did something or not, because someone can create something that makes it look like me, sound like me. And how are we going to get around that one?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know yet how we're going to get around that other than, again, laws. And I have to be honest with you, people have already been talking to policymakers about avatars literally physically harming other avatars. It's an issue. It is. It's a major issue. And so they've called it like avatar murder in there. I actually know somebody, I don't know if you know Mr. Metaverse, I know somebody who connected his heart beat to his avatar. So in the future, we're seeing people who will be their biorhythms being connected to their avatar. How scary is that if we don't have the right safety in there, right, Andrew? But this is what's going on. I mean, this can get really out of control. So I am very passionate about keeping us safe, literally. And then last thing, we're going to see mental issues left and right if we don't get this right from being in there. There is proof that having interaction and experiences in the metaverse actually impacting you mentally even more than in the real world. It does something to the brain, certain experiences in there that are really shocking and powerful enough. It really is mind blowing. And so I don't want to see that also. But like you said, the deep fake, scary, completely. I don't want to see that. It's
scary, isn't it? And obviously the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a real and imagined event. So in the metaverse, it appears real and it has if you've got emotional charge, it's just as traumatic, right? As if it has or hasn't happened. So yeah, it's just going to be interesting times. I know you mentioned earlier too, like the NFTs in the metaverse. What type of impact do you think that metaverse and the NFTs will have on the way we experience, say, music and entertainment?
Well, overall, I think NFTs will create, as I said before, more community. So it'll get people really excited about these entertainment products, I think, or people. So if you own these NFTs, that allows you certain access to things that other people don't have. I'll give you an example. I know a company that tried out NFTs, and as an NFT holder, you were able to change the ending to a movie. They got to vote on it. There were 2 alternative endings, and NFT holders were allowed to actually vote, and they decided the ending to a movie. So I think you'll see people really engaging with one another more and supporting these projects. And I think that's what these companies really want. And then I think you'll see more private events really surrounding these NFTs. It's really to make people feel like a community. That's what it is in this virtual world. They want these people, these NFT holders, to really be leading, these projects. And I think that's what they need right now, because movies just aren't making the money like they used to anyway. So it might benefit them.
Well, it's a good segue again. So can you discuss with us the potential economic and social implications of the metaverse, including, I guess, its impact on the future of work and jobs, not only in the entertainment space, but every realm?
Yes. So the metaverse has huge implications on the future of work. As I said earlier, I do not believe people will be back in the office Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I think people will be meeting virtually. I think the metaverse is going to, and not just the metaverse, I'll say AI also. I think we're going to see a lot of jobs lost. I do. There's no way around it. I just saw the CEO of, I believe, Microsoft say that. And so what I want everybody to remember, because we have these new worlds and these new creations, always remember to upskill. It's so important. You're never too old to get certifications. That's what I really need people to do. Now, I don't know if you've heard of this, but they are predicting there's going to be a new class of people. And again, these are not my words, called the useless class. Did you guys hear this? It's called the useless class. And so, this is a class of people who, will not have the skills and will not be capable of upskilling themselves to, be part of this new workforce. And I don't want to see that happen. I really don't. I passionately do not want to see that happen. So people need to be able to embrace continual learning and really be open to understanding these new technologies in the metaverse and how it works and how they can work with it. So it will be job loss, but if you have the right skills, you'll be okay.
Again, get on the train, right? Because I see too, the useless class is like, there's twofold. There's the ones who don't get on the train, and then there's the ones who are so lucky with everything that's happening with the AI taking care of everything, they don't have to do anything, right? So it's going to be an interesting time. The final question I have for you, Shea, is, and you'd see this a bit with your consulting with the Future Wise group, is governments. Are they afraid of this, or are they embracing the metaverse?
They are completely embracing it. I think we're a little behind over here in America because other countries are completely crushing it. For example, South Korea, they have a government-sponsored metaverse, and Dubai does also, and China. And so they are actually implementing the metaverse, working with it so people can use government services actually through the metaverse. And they're also using this for digital tourism. So a lot of these governments want to embrace digital wealth and currency. They're embracing this. This is the direction of where we're going. And so they have already built these worlds so they can encourage their residents and others to, again, bring tourism and to just encourage digital currency to their countries. And so I really would like to see more countries jumping on this trend, but I see a lot of governments getting involved, and I see them creating ethical policies also. But I don't want to see just governments doing it. I want to see, business owners, owners of smaller platforms doing it as well. But the governments, they're quite excited. Those who are involved are very excited and in tune with the metaverse. They have big plans for it.
I notice also, like Dubai, South Korea, Singapore, they're wanting to become the hubs for builders in the metaverse, or in Web3, so that they're actually pioneering that whole jobs boom, aren't they, in that realm?
They are. And again, they're doing that. And then other countries are doing, almost nothing, practically nothing. And they're writing articles. So, people are saying, oh, the metaverse, that's just hearsay. People wake up. It is here. It is growing. It is developing. So jump on the train. It's happening. Upskill and learn how it works and how you can be part of it.
Well, great finish there, Shea. Guys, hopefully you have learned a bit more about understanding the metaverse. If you've got any questions for Shea, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Shea will happily answer those for you. Shea, as always, thanks for coming on. We've got one more great video, guys, we've put together. It's called The Future of Privacy and Identity, and I'll put a link to that here. Obviously, Shea's she's massively passionate about privacy, which we've just discussed, because obviously the metaverse is going to raise some potential issues. So we've put a great video there to help you understand that a bit better. Shea, as always, thanks for coming on, and we'll see you in the next video.
All right. Thanks, Andrew. See you soon.
Well, there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Web3 TV episode. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. And remember, if you'd like to watch every episode of Web3 TV, visit the link below or subscribe to our channel. And remember to hit the bell icon so that we can notify you every time a new episode is released. I'm Andrew McComb, and I look forward to sharing more inspiring Web3 TV episodes making a difference to the world. I'll see you soon.